everybody, welcome back to another Random Sam Epic Mom, and today we are highlighting, I don't want to say favorite, but one of my very enjoyable authors, Patricia Briggs. I am constantly rereading her series. Now when I got started on her books, the first one I read, let's see if I can find it, it was not in this big one. This one's kind of compilation of them. This is Alpha and Omega, Call of the Hunt. Now, the first book I read was Cry Wolf. This one has multiple in them, and it deals with werewolves, Anna and Charles. And they're pretty awesome. And I read their books, and they're wonderful. But the series that I seem to reread a lot is her Mercy Thompson books. These are really freaking awesome. She's got several of them. They deal with werewolves, fae, all that. But the book I'm going to talk to you guys about today, if I can find it. Here it is. Sorry, I've got a lot of her books. And they are always a fun read. So, the one I want to talk to you guys about, though, is the Hobb's Bargain. Now, this one is set in an alternative world. And here, magic is something that has happened, but for the most part, magic has kind of been sealed for hundreds of years, you know. People have kind of lost the folk magic and all that, and people who are born with magic are kind of taken to be used as, like, wizards and such, and mages. But for the most part, only if you're male. If you're female, you're they're more likely to kill you. Which, again, that is crazy, I know, but that is kind of that kind of lifestyle. This world is set more in the, I don't want to say Old West time type style, but somewhere between that and Highlanders of like 600 years ago. So there's not really any technology. There is magic used, but it's all pretty much farm labor, and, you know, there's small villages and towns and whatever. Well, something happens to rip magic open again. And because of this, there has been, you know, flooding, all these creatures that everybody thought were just myths has been released, all that. And this town has been cut off. And this happens the day after our heroine's Erin's wedding. Now, everybody thought she was kind of long in the tooth to be getting married and everything, but she was really, really happy. And something nobody knows about her, except for her family, is that she has visions. She's psychic. She sees what's going to happen. She can also see the past and all that. So she's very much open, and she feels it when it happens. At the same time that this happens, also, reavers, outlaws, I don't really want to describe it any of that, but a party of, like, mercenaries comes through and they kill her husband. They kill her family. She's pretty much left alone to all of it. They've attacked the village, you know, just all this bad things happen once, plus magic has been released. So she's pretty much shunned by the entire village. And then a couple of them go to try and find help from the next village over, and they find out, okay, the main road has been taken out. The next village has been flooded. The one after that, almost everybody died at once. So that one, you know, wow. Just, holy crap. So this is just, you know, everybody's in a panic. Nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing. And because she's kind of been put away, they make a deal with the Hobb, who's a creature of the past. He's the last of his kind. And he says he will help them, but in a year's time, they must sacrifice a woman to him. So she's like, okay, I'll do it. And he's like, I don't think we're speaking the same language. I'm looking for a wife, not, you know, dinner. I'm just, you know, that's what I meant, that you needed to give up a maiden. So that's the deal. And throughout this, once the Hobb joins them, he teaches her how to use her powers, how to use the psychic, abilities, because apparently she has more than just that available to her. So he's teaching her how to unlock that. He's teaching her how to survive in this new reality with all the magic folks, all the earth deities and such that have been set free. And throughout this, even the people who are shunning her, they're trying to help keep safe, so they have to work together as a team, and they need to, do all these things together, and, bring the mercenaries, this other group of mercenaries in and make them part of the village, and, how they're still worried about, the king and their sorcerers, and oh my god, this is going to happen, and it's just all just crazy. And I love books like that. I love it when it's like, oh my god, your whole reality has just been shifted completely. I mean, those are fun. I kind of love the idea of it happening in our reality. And it's like, we're really close to that. Could we survive it? Probably not. But again, with no technology like what we have, but they've got carts, they've got wagons, things like that, but they don't have, trains or cars or anything like that. But to have all these creatures show up and have to fight them, or more importantly, live side by side them, all these things that you thought were myths, is like, yeah, that's not expecting that. And it's just great. I love all these little creatures that we have in like our Celtic mythology, or all the myths of Ireland and Scotland, and all those the wee people, and these beings that you hear crop up across Europe in their folk tales. And having this society where it's like, oh, look, they're all here now. And it's just neat. It's neat learning the differences of them. It's neat having this creature who, the Hobb is blue. He's blue and he has a tail. No, it is not an avatar, okay? No. It's copyrighted. No. It was the Hobb. He's also brown in spots, and and it's funny them building this rapport, and it's funny Erin going from, because of her powers, she's kind of stayed low, tried not to bring attention to herself, kind of always been in the background, to coming to the forefront and saying, no, I'm going to survive. And a discussion. I'll wear the boys' clothes. I will put away my dresses. I will, hunt on my own. I will try and help out the villagers, but at the same time, I'm going to stay clear of you guys because I think you want to kill me. But it's just so... She just grows. She becomes the person she was always meant to be, instead of the shadow she was, because she was hiding who she was. And it's just so interesting, all these people who have had to deal with things come to the front of it and say no. Just no. Village leaders who have decided, you know what, I have to step up. We no longer have a Lord of the Manor over here. We no longer have this. We've got to step up. We've got to help our people. And it's just amazing how, when things change, how people react to them. Some people fear everything that is different, and everything that is different must be evil and bad, and we must get rid of it to go back to what we were. While others will embrace what is new, and it's like, you know what? It's a new start. The rules have changed. Let's figure out how to work it. And I just love the development of not only Erin, but of this village. The people who are going to grow, the people who, okay, you're my enemy, but I need to depend on you to survive, so how do I make that work? And it's a great story. I always love rereading it. It is fun. I love Patricia Briggs. She is a wonderful author. She has a way of putting, whether it's in an alternate world like this or in an alternate kind of reality of our own reality, of adding werewolves and the fae and all that into it. I love it when an author is able to add just enough everyday reality to mix with the fantastical. And that's what she's done here. She has given, in this book, Hobb, she has given us a chance to really not only see another world, but human nature at both its worst and finest. And I honestly think that when things hit the fan, that's when people either step up to the plate or collapse. And I love how they have to come together to survive even more than they already do. And I think that, to me, is just amazing. I love them figuring out, okay, how are we going to get the harvest in with not enough people? And, you know, how are we going to do this? And how are we going to do that? Is there going to be enough meat around? Okay, we can't get out of town in case of an emergency, so we've got to take a winding path that isn't. So who do we send for help? Who do we send to do this? Who's going to be our best archers? Who's going to be, you know, the ones we can trust to do the patrolling? You know, who has a skill that we can use? And I love that she does this in this book. I love it in her other books, what she adds in. But in this one, it's not quite in our reality of, oh God, the apocalypse has happened. But in this book, pretty much a whole shift. The way things used to be that have become folktale. Things that, you know, were told by great-great-grandma around the campfire, or on the cold winter nights, the stories told are real. And it's just, again, it's huge shift, and I love that. I love to have books where it kind of changes your perspective of everything around you, and it's just a great escape. So please, if you guys get a chance, please give Hobb's Bargain a read through, and give any of her other books. Patricia Briggs is always a great one to read. There are other books, if I find them. She does anthologies with other people, and getting some of those novellas are really awesome. You can get them, whether they're in a book like this from a local library, or on Amazon or any of the other ones. You can get her short stories really cheap, or even the full story novels on an e-reader, and it gives you a really good taste of her writing style. So again, guys, get a chance, please give it a read, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys all again soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. Please check out our other videos already on YouTube, and give us a like and subscribe. And if you hit that bell for notifications, you'll know when we put something new out. So try to make every day matter by finding the fun. You guys have a great one. Bye.